Some professionals don't just manage compliance, they build confidence, clarity, and trust in the systems that drive organizations forward. Mr. Chilgani Pavan Kumar is one such leader. With over 15 years of experience as a chartered accountant and business consultant, he serves as partner at VK Corp and Co LLP, Chartered Accountants Hyderabad, and Voyager Partners Consultancy LLC, where he leads a strong team of more than 70 professionals. His expertise spans corporate compliance, taxation, project financing, credit monitoring, and financial governance. His contributions in the development of CSR ecosystem are especially noteworthy, and he has worked closely with the NGOs and CSR funding agencies to ensure responsible documentation, ethical fund utilization, and statutory compliance. I would request Mr. Pavan Garu to please come on the stage.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a very long day. Thank you for showing your patience. And so before getting into the session, do you really think that compliance is necessary? Documentation is necessary? Yes? See, the moment you receive the funds into your account, let's say you're an NGO, the moment you receive the funds into your account, do you think that you can spend it whatever you like, however you like? No? Yes or no? Yeah. Okay. No, we can't spend it as we like. There are so many regulatory agencies are there who can look after those funds. Like RBI, SEBI, there are so many regulatory agencies like Income Tax Department, Goods and Service Tax, and Foreign Currency Regulation Authority. These are the authorities who would look after funds held by any NGO. If you see, if you receive the funds, that will be called as donation, right? Once the donation is received, you have to spend as per the objectives, as per the intention of donor. It's not your money. So let's dive quickly into the story. So let's talk about an NGO who has earned a trust, scaled impact, and partnered with the government, ultimately being compliant. Let's take an example. An NGO which has a dream of providing drinking water facility to almost 50 villages in Telangana region, wherein it had, think of having 12A and ATG registrations on his hands. And do you think public Hello. Sorry guys. It's a small glitch. Do you really think that public contribution alone could help to achieve this kind of program successfully? No. So what do you need? CSR contribution is required. For that, what do you need? CSR1 registration, which is to be done, entered with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. And apart from that, if your appetite is not sufficient, you can approach foreign aid. For approaching foreign aid, you need FCRA registration, that is governed under Ministry of Home Affairs, which can be called as Foreign Currency Regulation Act. So, next slide, please. So, having these registration is not sufficient. You need to have a detailed proposal which explains your background, your past track record, and what is the program or project that you are going to conduct, and what impact that can create into the lives of beneficiaries and public as a whole. So along with that, you need to create a baseline study report also. That is part of documentation entirely, so that you can clearly convince the corporate companies into an emotion. You can clearly convince the corporate companies from an idea to an investable plan. So after proper compliance with all this documentation and due diligence, you need to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the company, where memorandum is, this MOU instructs what you need to do and what not to do. And it also instructs what are the documentation and compliances you have to follow. So during the execution, there may be so many documentation required to be followed, but however, it is always the NGO's responsibility to see that every penny is going to spend as per the intention and as per the plan of program. So after successful execution, there is the responsibility of both donor and NGO's responsibilities will end? No. Here, the company which donates the fund has to receive a proper receipt, along with that a Form 10B certificate from Income Tax Department. That substantiates that you properly donated the fund and spent it for an activity and ultimately utilized against objectives. And this is also, next slide, this one also covered. Yeah, ultimately what you achieve. So being NGO, you have given tax reduction benefits to your donors so that your small contributions will become large contributions in future, right? And having CSR1 registration, what did you achieve? You will get access to the CSR funds and you will gain the trust of stakeholders in the ecosystem. And FCRA will give access to the foreign grants so that you can receive the foreign funds without breaching any laws. And government regulation is not restricting you, it legitimates you so that your trust on you and confidence on your team will increase so that you will reach next greater heights and you will get an opportunity to partner with governments too. And next slide. So what do you do? See, let's have a quick glimpse on FCRA. So FCRA registration that will be governed by the Ministry of Home Affairs. FCRA registration you can apply through Forms FC3A. This is the initial registration. It has to be renewed for every 5 years. So, and what do you do? What you have to do for every year? You need to file an annual return every year. Along with that, you need to maintain a bank account with New Delhi main branch from SBI. So this is the designated account whenever you receive FCRA funds. So for after every year, end of the year, you need to file Form 80. The companies and NGOs both are responsible for spending properly the donations, right? So if company doesn't file Form CSR2. CSR2 is a form where the companies have to file at the end of every year mentioning the project details along with the spent amount, and if there is any unspent amount is there, what is the carried forward amount. All these details have to be mentioned in the CSR2 form. That has to be filed at the end of every year, and if you're not going to file, the persons responsible with filing will be penalized with 50,000 rupees per person, and the penalty will be ranging from 10,000 to 2 lakhs rupees for a company as a whole. And there are other penalties such as 1,000 rupees per day penalty, which will continue till the complaints gets done. And if you even miss one compliance, you lose the donor's trust, and there will be problem of withdrawing of registrations like FCRA, 12A and 80G from the regulating authorities also. So next slide. See, having the thirsty is not just enough. You need to demonstrate to the world that what kind of work you have done, what kind of impact that you have created out of your work. So always be compliant, and at the same time, companies wants to work with those NGOs who make their life easier instead of getting them in trouble. So looking at the partnership, see, compliance will always bridge you the partnership. What kind of partnerships? So you will get access to the government funds, you will get access to the CSR funds, and you will get access to the public contributions as a whole. That means when I'm saying government funds means you're getting an opportunity to work with the governments. And policy clarity and registration systems and tax relief empower grassroots work to scale with credibility. Always have proper documentation to substantiate the work you have done so that opportunities will chase you, not you will chase opportunities. Thank you.